Hey guys, what's going on? It's been a while since I've done a video. I need to start getting back in the swing of things in terms of my Monday, Wednesday, Friday upload schedule. However, I've just been very busy, obviously, playing WoW. Hit 60 recently. I streamed me hitting 60, so you can always go check that out if you want. My guild completed MC that evening, and then the following day. We had been slowed down a little bit because of some DDoS on our server, which was unfortunate, obviously, but we ended up killing all the bosses, one-shotting every boss except Domo was a 2 attempt and Rag was a 2 attempt. So pretty good overall. I think about 15 to 20 people in our raid had never done the dungeon, or I mean done the raid before. So overall, pretty happy with how we did as a whole. What I wanted to talk to you guys today about is kind of classic, and is it really what people remember and how everything's changed. The first thing I have to say is dungeons are definitely very popular. As you can see through the footage here, people are just spamming world, constantly looking for dungeons. People want ideal comps. It's not, hunters. I hardly ever saw a hunter in my group. I hardly ever saw a warlock in my group unless it was specifically for spell cleave to help enable large pulls. But pretty much it was spell cleave and melee cleave. I feel somewhat responsible for this, but I think it would have been found out regardless. But there are a few people who were, putting out videos on dungeon grinding, and I myself was one of them. I honestly figured that a lot of people would still be questing, and dungeon grinding would be kind of used for like the more hardcore people to level up quick. But at least on my server of Faralina, dungeon grinding is very, very common and very, very popular. This isn't necessarily a bad thing. I do enjoy doing dungeons, but grinding the same one over and over again, especially you kind of found out metas of people doing, grave runs or zombie runs that people call them, of ZF. So you just go to the graves in ZF, open them all up, and cleave or spell cleave everything down. And I think this detracts from WoW a bit, but people are gonna do, especially nowadays with Twitch, people will do what they see is effective from streamers. And so a lot of streamers were dungeon leveling, a lot of streamers were playing in that way. So I think a lot of people just followed suit and kind of did the same thing. Now, I don't think that dungeon leveling is probably as prevalent for everyone. It's probably more of a thing that you see in these first few weeks where there's a lot of people trying to rush to 60. And I thought a lot of those people that would be rushing to 60 would be people that have already played the game, but I found a lot of people in my dungeon groups had never actually played the game. So that's exciting on one hand, because that means that there's a lot of new people coming into the game. But on the other hand, that's a little bit saddening because they're missing out on so much of the game. I know we were doing ZF in one of my groups, and I don't know if it was myself or someone else in the group had mentioned, why don't we go do a Maraudon clear? We can get some good gear from the quests. We can complete all the quests and do like a full run. And so people were on board, but the problem was, like, half the group was like, I think 2 of the people in our group out of 5 of us had never played the game. So first off, they didn't know where Mara was. They had never gone to Desolus and gotten the flight path or done any quests there. So we first had to get everyone there. They didn't know how to get into Maraudon, and then once they were inside Maraudon, they were blown away with just how incredible that dungeon is. Because honestly, Maraudon is probably one of the coolest looking dungeons in terms of the art style, in terms of the complexity of the different you know, sides and just the diversity of like all the mobs and everything inside of there. And like they just constantly were saying how cool the dungeon was, and how happy they were that we went there and we completed all the quests together. And we got to Princess, and we couldn't kill Princess because we were a melee cleave group. And you know, with Princess, melee is not the strongest, obviously, because of her, you know, I guess it's like a fart cloud that she does that pushes all the melee back. So we were 48 at the time, and we weren't able to clear Princess after like 2 or 3 attempts. But it was like a really fun experience. And the sad thing is, a lot of people, their experience from, you know, 30 onward is Scarlet Monastery, and then it's, you know, getting 42 in Cathedral, and then instantly going to ZF, being at ZF till, you know, their mid-50s, or I mean their early 50s, I should say, and then, you know, heading over to BRD to farm there. And I think that takes away from a lot of people's experience, especially if they're newer players, because what's going to happen is they're going to get to 60 and they're going to have missed out on most of the content anyways. So either they're going to have to go back and redo it and rediscover all these places, or they're just going to, like I said, miss out on it in general, which is definitely a bummer. I mean, in our time leading up to Classic, everyone was on you know, the Classic subreddit and everything was talking about STV, and there was a bunch of STV memes. I went out and leveled in STV. There was no one out there. Everyone's spamming Scarlet Monastery. So it's like the whole STV being a war zone wasn't even true. There was hardly anyone there, you know? So it is kind of interesting to see how things play out. I do think there's a lot of people taking things slower. For example, my girlfriend is around level 28 at this time, and I found that watching her play and seeing the groups that she's been finding and doing quests with, they've been having a lot more of like an organic experience. She's made a lot of friends. She's joined up with people and done like multiple quests with them. You know, quests that require you to have a group, she's actually joining up and having fun with those guys. So I think the people that have maybe either a more hectic schedule with, you know, real life and work, or people that are purposely taking it slower and actually making sure that they're doing quests, I think they seem to have more of the Classic experience that we're all used to. So if you are like me and you leveled quick through dungeons, I would strongly recommend making an alt character and just kind of enjoying the experience, going through things slow. That's personally what I'm going to be doing with my second character. I'm just going to take things slow, have some fun. I'll probably do some dungeon runs here and there, obviously for quests. Like, for example, I didn't do Black Fathom's Depths at all. It just wasn't optimal, as people would say, for XP. So I'm going to go back through and do that dungeon for the quests, and also for the wand. Obviously, the wand's really good for a priest. So I will be doing some dungeons, but I'm definitely going to make sure that I enjoy the world and quests and do professions and things like that. With all that being said, guys, I've really been enjoying my experience in WoW so far. I know I just kind of dumped on dungeon leveling, but I have had fun. I've met a lot of people that have been brand new to the game and have really been enjoying it as well. Now that I'm 60, I'm going to start working on professions, working on gold farming, obviously, for my mount, and kind of all that end game stuff now is you know, coming to a head. Obviously, like I said, I'm excited to start an alt character and kind of slowly level up and enjoy that experience as well. I'm going to try and stream a lot of things. Streaming for me, I feel like I always want to entertain, so it feels strange doing something like fishing on stream, which is something I need to do. But I probably will have the stream on for things like that anyways, and I'll just, you know, have it in the title that it's just like a chill hangout stream, and we can just answer questions or whatever. But I do need to get kind of more of a streaming schedule, as I'd like to do that. I also need to obviously just get back in the swing of things with with making videos and uploading those on my specific days. But anyways, guys, thanks so much for all the support. Really appreciate it. Thanks to all you guys who came into the streams in the last few days. Thanks for all the grats when I got to level 60. That was awesome. Hope you guys are having a lot of fun in WoW as well. And, you know, that kind of concludes things. Obviously, big shout out to my Patreon supporters. I really appreciate you guys. Also, thanks to all my Twitch subs over the last few days. That's been awesome as well. Thanks a lot, guys. I love you all, and I'll see you in the next one.